Business Finance, Grade 12 Quarter 4, Module 2, Ways to Minimize or Reduce Investment Risk. Good day everyone. Today I'll be discussing Module 2 of our Business Finance subject, which focuses on ways to minimize or reduce investment risk. This lesson will help us understand how investors can protect their money and make smart financial decisions. Slide 2, Module Overview. Content. Focus: minimizing investment risk. Designed for guided and independent learning, encourages understanding of risk management. This module teaches how to handle these risks that come in with investing. It's made for both guided and self-learning, so even you study alone, you'll still understand how to make safe investment choices. Slide 3. Learning Objectives. Number 1. Identify types of investment risks. Number 2. Describe ways to minimize risk. Number 3. Apply the concept in sample cases. By the end of this lesson, we should be able to identify the different types of risks investors face, understand how to reduce those risks, and apply what we've learned in practical examples of case studies. Slide 4. Key concept: investment risk. All investment involves risk. Risk: possibility of losing money. Higher risk, higher potential return. Goal: manage, not eliminate risk. Investment risk means the chance that you might lose money on an investment. Every investment has some level of risk. Usually, the higher the risk, the higher the possible reward. But our goal isn't to avoid risk completely, it's to manage it wisely. Slide 5. Determine risk tolerance. Based on net worth, assets minus liabilities, risk capital equals money you can afford to lose. Higher net worth, higher risk tolerance. The first way to reduce investment risk is to know your risk tolerance. That means how much risk you're personally willing to take. If you have a higher net worth or savings, you can afford more risk. But if you're not just starting out, it's safer to investment conservatively. Slide 6. Conduct due diligence. Research before investing. Study companies' backgrounds, earning, and debt. Avoid unstable companies. The second way is to due diligence, which means researching before you invest. Check if the company has good earnings, a solid reputation, and manageable debt. Never invest here because someone told you to. Always check for yourself. Slide 7. Diversify investment portfolio. Spread money across different assets. Example, 25% stock, 25% time deposits, 25% treasury bonds, 25% real estate. Reduce risk of total loss. The third way is the diversification. Don't put all your money in one type of investment. By spreading it across several types like stock, bonds, and real estate, you reduce the chance of losing everything if one of investments fails. Slide 8. Monitor investment. Relocate funds regularly. Adjust based on age and goals. Keep portfolio balance. The fourth strategy is to monitor your investment. This means checking your portfolio regularly, at least once a year. As you grow older or your goals change, your investment should change too. Always make sure they match your needs. Slide 9. Use government guaranteed investments. Example, treasury bonds, PDIC insured deposit. Backed by the government, save it helps until maturity. The fifth way is to choose the government guarantees investment. Example are treasury bonds and bank deposit insured by PDIC. This is very safe because the government guarantees your money will be returned if the bank or users fails. Slide 10. Type of investment risk. Number 1. Systematic risk. Affects the whole market can be avoided. 2. Unsystematic risk. Specific to one company or industry can be avoided by diversification. There are two main types of investment risk. First is systematic risk, which affect everyone. For example, during economic crisis or political instability, you can escape this type of risk but you can manage it. Second is unsystematic risk, which only affects certain companies or industries. This one can be avoided by diversification. Slide 11. Case study Mr. Ang. Mr. Ang, age 60, has 1 million. He can either buy farmland or lend it for 10,000. Buy farmland or lend it for 10% interest. Which is better for him? How can minimize this explanation in this example?